What's up, guys, and welcome back to SCUM. We are up here at the D4 Airfield. We just came out of the tunnel. I was going to try to get closer, but we got several friendos right here, and I didn't really want to draw attention immediately. So, we're going to try and do this on foot, I guess. I have switched up my loadout just a little bit. I put the revolver away. It's in the bike, but I switched over to the 1911 just because I can put a suppressor on it. I can't put a suppressor on the revolver or the shotgun. So, yeah, this way we at least have something that we can run a suppressor on. Don't run that way, you stupid. I'm over here. There you go. You found me. Now, this is going to be interesting because a lot more puppets up here are going to be armored. So, our bow and arrow may not be the most effective thing. That's why I wanted to switch to the 1911. It's still not going to be great, especially with the low capacity, but at least we can run it suppressed. So, if we do have to switch to that in an emergency situation, we can, hopefully without triggering a horde. Yeah. So I've been hearing chickens all over the place. Like everywhere I go, there's a chicken somewhere. Maybe the game is telling me I need to hunt a chicken. And maybe we can do that before we head back home. Yeah, get closer so that I can actually hit you in the face. Conserve some of these arrows. Hey, how did that one miss? Okay, awesome. You took more than a dozen arrows. Wonderful. Well, I say you took more than a dozen. We knocked one. You know, so we got one on here that's not taken into account. So I guess you maybe took right at a dozen because it looks like I missed one. Wait, what do you have? Really garbage buckshot. Okay. I don't really want that. Well, I can see puppets way up there, so that's good. That means they're spawning in a good ways out. Yes, I hear you, chicken. I don't care right now. You're not what I'm here for. I don't come to this. Uh-oh. Oh, shoot me! Whoo! That was close. I really don't want to test how hard these guys hit right now. You know, I would like to do that in a more controlled environment. And yeah, I may be taking longer shots with the bow than what we maybe should. But I'm doing that to try and get the puppets one-on-one. Oh, draw faster. Man, I really hope that they add a headshots only mode or option setting, whatever, for the puppets. Because realistically, one headshot, even from a bow like this, should be enough to take them down, you know? But I want them to still be tough. I want it to be difficult to take them down unless you can get a headshot. You know? That's really what I would like to see. I don't know that they'll ever add that. Man, I really wish I had a rifle. A good scoped rifle like a Car 98 or a Mosin. I would get up in that bunker up there and just try to clear the field down here from a distance. See, like the skinny ones you can still take down with like 1 or 2 headshots. Which is good. I just wish you could take down, the rest of them. Maybe not the armored ones. With those, yeah, it ought to take, a couple maybe. Wasn't there another one right out here? I thought there was another one. Well, alrighty. Also, this is definitely going to be multiple videos or multiple episodes for this area. We're probably going to try to do the outside area today. And we may not even get to all of that because there's multiple World War II bunkers that I want to hit. And then the inside is going to be at least a full episode by itself. And then I don't know, we may go up to the radar station up there. I don't know on that one yet. But also, if we can find a plane here, maybe we attempt a flight at some point. We'll see about that. How easily can I squeeze through here? Actually, can I shoot through there? You betcha. Drat. Damn you. Could you get closer to one of the holes? Thank you. You make me waste my arrows. I'm glad you guys are kind of stupid, though. Like, if he had just angled that correctly, see, he could have gotten through there no problem at all. Now, I'm going to switch to this just in case. Oh, okay. I'm kind of betting that we're probably going to encounter some NPCs in some of these buildings. So, we'll see. I don't care about any of that. If I could find some more 1911 magazines, honestly, that would be just fantastic. Normally, I don't like the 1911, just from the low capacity standpoint. But the reality is, right now, it's pretty darn good. It's still better than the revolvers. Oh. Trying to think if I just heard a gunshot. It may be my cats doing stuff here at home. I don't know. I can't tell because I've got headphones on. So I just hear noises and I'm like, oh, is that something in the game? And half the time it's just my cat. Good grief, there's nothing in here. What the hell? Why is there nothing in here? Now, keep in mind, I've got loot set to, I've got loot boosted a little bit. I think it's set to double. Because that's what you guys voted on a good while back. Is it, oh, hey, a piece of rubber. Yay. I don't need that now. It's a good chunk of wire, though. We'll take it. We may drop it. We'll see. The main thing I'm looking for here is, ammunition, better weaponry. I'm really hoping that we can find maybe an M1. I don't care about individual pieces of paper right now. Maybe an M1, maybe Car 98, Mosin, something like that. Of course, now I'm finding a bunch of pieces of rubber. Are the pieces of rubber useful for anything other than making the motorcycle wheels? I know, let's see, you needed them for making, like, yeah, the metal sword at one point. You don't now, you can just use rubber bands. That's nice, that means those are really easy to make. You used to need pieces of rubber for, I think, the grip on the handle. But you don't need that anymore, so that's good. Chicken noises. Tactical pants. We already have some tactical pants. I really don't need more. Which I'm actually just really liking the jeans that we have. Me personally, I like running civilian gear. Whoop, there you are. I don't know what tier you guys... Oh, you guys are still low tier. Go find a puppet to eat your face. Way I can save my ammo. Where the hell are you going? There you go. Now you see me. I think. No, you don't. Go make a friend somewhere. Is it just the one? It's surely not just one, is it? Whoop, nope. I could take you guys with a bow. Why? Great. So even running a suppressor still trigger hordes. Awesome. That's just fantastic. Fan-freaking-tastic. One single suppressed round. And it was a 45, too, which is already subsonic. It's not like it was a suppressed rifle round that, yeah, would still be loud. No. Just suppressed 45 ACP, which is going to be one of the quietest suppressed rounds you can have. Yep, I was going to say, I see one of the bandits over there. Give me my arrows back. I need those for the impending doom. Hiya, hiya, hiya. Extra hiya. There we go. Oh, we're already... We've already sacrificed almost an entire stack of arrows. That's great. Is that a puppet? That's a puppet running around. It's a confused puppet, I think. It's trying to figure out how to get to me on the other side of the fence here. Excuse me. Yeah, buddy, I'm not over there. I'm this way. Come on. I want you to get a little bit closer so that I'm not missing so much. We're going to have to make some more arrows already. Yeah, we're going to have to make more arrows. Fortunately, we have plenty of arrow-making materials. There we go. And schmalify. And arrows. Now, I had another idea for a series that we could do, or just a season, just in terms of, parameters or limitations. Let me know what you guys think on this idea. There wouldn't be like any restrictions on weapons necessarily, but there would be restrictions on vehicles. I would just set it to where there wouldn't be any kind of high capacity vehicle spawn. So no tractors, no, cars, trucks, anything like that. It would be, we could still potentially have the motorcycles because they can't carry a whole lot, but they can still carry more than just, you on your person. I debate about the quad because it can hold a full chest. And then you can technically add more storage to it to where it can hold 2 full chests. I don't know on that. But the point is I would like to make things high. Hey, good. They do actually limp now. Fantastic. You're just kind of standing there doing nothing, huh? How did that miss? Oh, thank you. You gave me an arrow back. Ooh, is that an airplane repair kit? That is drat. I can't do anything with that. I mean, I can use it to repair an airplane, but best thing those are used for is selling them. Ooh, metal arrow. Yeah, I'll take that. You betcha. Can I close this door? Got any more friendos in here? Got any better arrows? No. Got a scarf, though. Kind of like that. I like the scarves, personally. It was actually not in terrible condition, and it's the one that would actually go with our current outfit. How much of my sewing kit did that use up? Not much. Okay, good. No, put it on. Yeah, see, that actually goes reasonably well with our current clothing and whatnot. I like the scarves, personally. Anywho, let's search some stuff. I can't search any of those. Fantastic. But what kind of, well, let me just ask you guys, what kind of parameters would you guys like to see for a season? If you guys could craft a season for me, what would you make as parameters? I would like to take the 9mm, but I can't actually do anything with any of it. I need to just get rid of all the 9mm I have because unless I'm using it in the improvised handgun, I can't use it. I can't use any of the 9mm pistols. I can't use the SMGs. Why couldn't you be a regular AK? I need a regular AK. The AK-15 is too modern. I can't use that one. That I could use. But yeah, if you guys would like to craft a season for me, feel free to put some suggestions in the comments. I'm always looking for ways to make things more interesting. Because, we all know SCUM can get very repetitive. So, I like to try and mix things up a little bit. Oh, I don't... here, put those down there. So let me know what kind of ideas you guys would like to see. And we can kind of, you know, pick and choose some stuff and toss around some ideas. That's more 9mm. Can I at least have some 45? I can use the 45. Hey, what are you? Motorbike battery. I have one of those. Of course, more 9mm. Because we could also do something like a season where, you know, it's pistols and shotguns only. You know, to where it would be. We could use any of the pistols, so I could still run like the SF-19 if we wanted to. But we wouldn't be able to, you know, run any of the assault rifles or anything like that. Hello. Where is this one? I think it's on the outside of the building. No. Yes and no. It's on the inside and the outside of the building. Shoot. You know, we could also do a season where it's literally just no vehicles and we have to do everything on foot. We could maybe still have like a bicycle, you know, but like no gas powered vehicles. You know, we could theoretically do something like that. Um, we could, if you guys want, do a season where, man, those are really crappy condition though. It didn't bring those down that much. Okay. We could do a season with, what was I going to say? I had a thought, and now it's gone. Awesome. I hate when that happens. I really do. I was going to say we could have a season where it's like crafted items only, but that would be a pretty short season, and I don't really see that going real well. You know, let's see what all needs to be repaired or what can be repaired. Since we have a toolbox here, we have several toolboxes back in the tractor, so I don't really. Can I repair you? I can repair you. Beautiful. I think I've already got this up to full. Yep. Or this. Well, not like it's going to use up much. What's the okay, that magazine's good. I think we're pretty well good then. Screw it. Top off these. Might as well when you have a free repair kit or a free tool kit, you know. Okay. You know what? We'll take the 357. Yay! 1911 magazine. Fix that, please. Thank you. And add some bullets. I've got these armor-piercing ones, but I kind of want to hold on to those if possible. Where do we have a slot? There's a slot. Perfect. Okay. We're good on lock-picking things for now. Now, I will say there is one thing that I will not do, and those of you that have been with the channel for a while know this already. I will not turn the sentries back on. Sorry, for those of you that, you know, like the sentries and think that they add a lot to the game, you're going to be disappointed here, because I absolutely hate the sentries with a passion. The sentries, for me, are the thing that ruins the game the most. So I will not ever be turning the sentries back on. So that's the one thing that you can suggest that I'm not going to do, just period. But anything else I will consider. A lot of regular backpacks in here. Why regular backpacks? Not that it really matters. Ha 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 ha. There we go. Box of 45. Thank you. I needed that. Now, I'm curious as to how many of these are going to have NPCs in them. Surprisingly few. Just a lot of times what I've noticed... Ooh, pilot jacket. I do like the pilot jackets. One thing I've noticed with the NPCs is they tend to spawn, like... Especially with these Quonset buildings. They'll spawn in buildings that you just left. You know? So, like, I'll search one of these. Whoa. Go over to the next one. And NPCs will come out of the one that I just checked. You know, that happens a lot. In fact, that's how NPCs spawn most of the time for me in places like this. And it's quite frustrating. So I do hope... Where are you? No. I do hope that they improve the NPCs some more. They're talking about it, you know, with the Q4 update, which should be coming out sometime, you know, within the next month. Ish. It's supposed to be out, obviously, before the end of the year. So they're talking about, you know, improving the NPCs, maybe adding some new NPCs. I don't remember exactly. But the big thing with this one is going to be the inventory rework, which I'm very much looking forward to. Painkillers, we'll take them, I guess. I don't really use the painkillers much, though. But that being said, with the puppets being able to slap the ever-loving crap out of me, it might be a good idea to have them, huh? Like I said, we get hit once and we may be crippled. So, oh, hi, Hap. No, please get that back out. Now, you guys have noticed the Happy that we took care of at the gas station and back in town did not explode, even though we shot him multiple times in the body. Where are you? Was that him? Whoop, yep, that's him. There we go. That one exploded. I'm not going to close this door because I need to be able to escape. Oh, screw you, Happy. I hear another one. Just trying to make sure there aren't going to be any puppets that are running up on me from behind if I step in here to deal with these goobers. Kabiff. Buddy, I'm not over there. Shoot. Whoa. God, they're not even flinching at some of these. That's slightly concerning. Did Happy take out... Nope. I was going to say, did Happy take out the rest of them? But no, he did not. Get as many arrows into this guy as we can before he gets closer. Yeah, I figured you were going to start jumping. No, release the arrow. Good grief. Man, you took a lot of arrows. Good grief, you look like a porcupine. Holy crap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 arrows. Am I counting that right? Holy crap. That's a lot of arrows for you to take, buddy. Don't do that. I need those arrows. God, that concerns me for how things are. I'm not gonna. Well, yeah, we will. That definitely concerns me for how things are gonna go once we're inside the bunker, because there's gonna be a lot of puppets, and most of them are gonna be armored. But, I mean, that's kind of why we came up here. I wanted to test this stuff. To see what we're going to be up against. See how the puppets are going to be. Because what we may end up doing is lowering their health a little bit, but bumping their speed back up a little bit more. We'll see. Because we want them to be a challenge. But we don't want them to be impossible. You know, now that being said... I really, really want this to... Damn it. You're really crappy. I don't really want you. I can make 100% arrows. But, you know, I want them to be a challenge. I want the puppets to actually be scary, you know? So, I guess that's another option we could do, would be perhaps lower... I don't know about... I'm trying to decide if we should lower their health. But make them faster. And my reasoning behind lowering their health is you would essentially be making them like, you know, 28 days later or 28 years later or, you know, any of that stuff where all of the zombies are fast, but they certainly don't require headshots. They can be taken down, you know, fairly easily with firearms. Or even a bow and arrow, you know, one at a time. They can be pretty easily managed with that. Oh, I see a couple over there. So that's another option, and we can, you know, we can combine a lot of these different ideas too. It's just I'm coming up with a whole bunch of different things to try, and this is just suggestions of things that I have tossed around in my head. So if any of them sound interesting to you, let me know. And if you guys have other suggestions, feel free to post those. I don't know that there's much point in checking these buildings. There's not really military stuff in these, is there? Oh, this is a pharmacy. There might actually be something useful in here. I'm trying to decide on the alcohol, because we're actually doing okay on bandages and stuff. We can take it if it turns out that we need room for more important things. We can ditch it. Now, something I'd like to see, I think I've mentioned it before, but the ability to use the wheelchairs as a vehicle in the same way that you can use the wheelbarrows. You know, where you could have one person sitting in the wheelchair and another person can push them, but the person sitting in the wheelchair could still use, weapons and stuff. It would be an interesting way to do it for if they add a more complex injury system, or even if they don't and you just have, one of your squad is just injured to the point that they're limping. Uh-oh. Sorry, he could get in the window. Shoot. Sorry, he would have been able to climb in through the window. Oh. See, that right there is why I have been trying to go for headshots. Just because of how many arrows it takes to take these guys down. If you don't get headshots. Well, just exploring the outside area is probably going to take more than one episode. Close this door, please. We're good on those. Thank you. Activated charcoal. I haven't ever needed the activated charcoal. I really haven't. So I'm not going to bother taking it just because our inventory space is very limited. And, ooh, a box of painkillers. Well, let's swap that out. Vitamins. I'm pretty sure we could use. I mean, we don't need them, but do it anyway. It'll help. Yeah, we haven't made nearly as much progress as I thought we were going to make. But, our backpack is already half full. And we only have the one spare hiking backpack in the bike. The assault bag that we have in the bike is kind of reserved for our supplies. So it's already mostly full. And we have yet to actually go inside the bunker yet. Ooh, almost full thing of gunpowder. That's what I'm talking about there. I need to, once we get back to the base, we will probably go ahead and craft some. Oh, yes. We will craft some ammunition. God, if we could find an AK, that would be wonderful. Even just an AK with a single magazine could make a huge difference. Because the AK is the one, automatic weapon that I can use. I still wouldn't use it in full auto. I would still just use it semi-auto. But it's the one, good high-capacity auto weapon that I can use. Hi, Happy. I hear you. I'm not sure where you are, but if you could stay over there wherever you are, that'd be great. You know what? I'm gonna stop trying to engage every puppet that I see. With them being as slow as they are, there's not really a need for me to do that. You know, I'm not real sure why I've been engaging every single one of them, but realistically, our best bet for a lot of this is going to be avoid them as much as possible. Why? There we go. Shoot. Good grief, you're taking a lot of arrows to the face. I mean, look at that. Every arrow except for one, it looks like, is a headshot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 headshots. Good grief. We need more arrows. I gotta be honest, I'm a little concerned about trying to go inside the bunker now. If we're burning through arrows that quickly. Because down there, we can't make more. You know? There's nothing down there with which to make more arrows. Now, hopefully, maybe we could find some. Man, if we could find some metal broadhead arrows, that would be great. Yeah, I know you're getting toasty. Here, take this off then. We don't need it, I just like it. Okay, well, we got several World War II bunkers here. Oh, there's a long stick. I kind of wish that it would go ahead and just let you auto-craft the arrows from long sticks. You know, I wish that it would automate some of these processes to where it was like it would automatically cut the long sticks into small sticks and then into arrows. You know? Shoot, I missed that one. That didn't kill you. Oh. Good. Man, these guys take so many arrows. I guess before we go into the bunker, since it's not going to happen this episode, let me know what you guys think on the current puppet health as far as what we're able to do against them right now. Yeah, I want to take you out. Shoot. Because these armored ones in particular are, extremely resilient. I mean, good grief. A single one of them is taking a full stack of arrows or more. And down in the bunker, that's what we're going to find a lot of, is these armored dudes. Now, yes, using better arrows would certainly help here. But those require a lot more crafting materials. Oh, Happy, you're way too close for comfort. Where are you, Happy? I really want to get you out of my way. Are you inside the bunker? You are. You're inside, aren't you? Nope, you're right there. Why? I don't know why the Happies are not exploding like they normally would. Maybe just the health on them is too high now. I don't know, but you can't change just their health. But I think, if memory serves, we have the puppet's health set to 4 times normal. Now, something that I'm contemplating here for going into these bunkers. Just for going down into these, considering how tough the puppets are and how limited we are on weaponry, I'm really thinking maybe we turn hordes back off for going into the bunkers. Just because there's quite literally a very, very slim chance of me making it out alive if we trigger a horde down there where I can't actually run from it. You know? So, let me know if you guys would be okay with that, or if you want us to leave hordes on for down there. If you do, that's fine. Just be aware that there's a very good possibility that we're probably going to die. Ooh, I could use that. If I can find a rifle. But just given how tough these armored puppets are, I don't see things going well for us if we trigger a horde down there. Because just the hordes by themselves... If you guys have watched any of the live streams on the Wolfpack server where we have hordes turned on, but we just have standard puppets, with our squad in there, so multiple shooters with, you know, high-end weapons, you know, we're all running SMGs or assault rifles. We've all got, you know, full body armor, etc. Hordes can still be a challenge. And with the puppet numbers that we have here, the limited weaponry that I am allowed to use, and how much damage these... Jesus. How much damage these guys can soak up. Triggering a horde down there where I can't run from it is probably going to just mean death. And since most of the weapons that I can use are not able to be suppressed, and even the ones that are, I mean, you guys saw a single round suppressed from the 1911 triggered a horde. So I'm not sure how we want to approach the bunkers if we end up leaving. You son of a... Don't duck. See, the unarmored ones I can handle just fine. It's the armored ones that use a full stack of arrows apiece, you know. Those make things a little difficult. Which, yes, we want it to be difficult, but again, we don't want it to be impossible. So let me know how you guys think we should handle the bunkers. Because it's easy to turn hordes on and off. It doesn't require a server reset. It's just you go in and you change the horde activation multiplier to 0. And then boom, hordes will not spawn. It doesn't require anything more than that. It's very simple, and as soon as we come out of the bunker, we can turn it back on. We're finding a decent amount of 7.62x54. I'm liking that. Now if we could just find a Mosin. Also finding a lot of raincoats. Why are we finding so many raincoats? Ooh, 45s, I'll take those. Yes, please. Ooh, 1911 magazine. Yeah, you betcha. What do we got? Loose 45s. Do we have loose 45s? Yeah, we still got loose 45s. Excellent. Now, the ammo's not in great shape and the magazine's not in great shape, but that's okay. Can we put it down here where it's going to be the last one to get used? So I'm debating. I don't like that one. Where's my hat? Thank you. Pantaloons. There's some decent quality bucks. I don't want you up here, though. I want... Well, you know what? Screw it. I don't care. Whatever. Most of the stuff that's in the backpack is going to end up going into the bike. Now, I would bet money that there's going to be NPCs in this building here. God, we still have all the World War II bunkers to search. Up there, we got... Okay. Well, we've been going for almost an hour already. Typically, that's when I end these episodes. I'm going to say, let's check this bunker here real quick. And then we might call it good for today. And good grief, there's... No, okay. And then next time we'll get in, finish searching, search the big hangar building, the buildings down that way, because I know there's more stuff to search over there. Hit the World War II bunkers, and then get down into the nitty-gritty of the big bunker. So, heck, there may be a week's worth of episodes just right here. You know what? We'll take it. We have the crossbow. I hear you. Where are you? Hey, you're not an armored one. Here, another one right over here somewhere. I don't know if it's hiding in the bushes or what. Where are the rest of my arrows? I see one sticking out of your head there. You have another one in you, though. Yep, I can see it sticking out of your neck. That's the thing, even the standard ones there took, what, 2 or 3 headshots. Again, with the basic wooden arrows. I would be very curious to see how proper broadhead arrows would do. But we don't have any of those. And I know that the metal tipped arrows that we can craft, that's really crappy condition. That would bring our already crappy condition ammo down even more. Same there, and that, because that's a pretty good, well, yeah, it would, wouldn't it? Man, I'm leery about using that. No, we don't use buckshot much anyway, so there's no real point in collecting really garbage quality buckshot. What we may start doing, we'll see, is we can craft some buckshot ammunition. Where are you? I hear you down there. You are. There are 2 of you right there. I think there might be 2 of you. Let's deal with these goobers. Yep, there's 2 of you. Hey, only 1 of you is armored, though. That's good. Uh-oh. Die faster. Yeah, several of those were not headshots, but that's okay. Okay, well, I think we're probably going to call it good for this episode because we've been at this for an hour. So next episode we'll probably finish hitting these outside buildings, and then after that we'll go down inside. If you guys would rather we do it the other way around and we just go ahead and head down into the bunker, we can do it that way and then just hit this stuff on the way out if we even have inventory space to do it. But let me know what you guys would prefer. We can either stay outside and finish up all of this stuff first, or we can head down into the bowels of hell and probably die. But again, also let me know what you guys think we should do in terms of the hordes for down there. And let me know what you think on the puppets' current health. For the unarmored puppets, I like it. I think it's perfect for them because they're still tough, but they're able to be taken down with a couple of good headshots. The armored ones are a bit of a challenge, aren't they? Because even getting headshots, they still take a full stack of arrows to the face. I really hope the devs fix that to where there's more precise hitboxes. Like if you hit them in the helmet, yeah, that should probably stop it. But if you hit them in the face that's not protected by the helmet, or like, the back of the neck, to where you can kind of get underneath the helmet or bypass the helmet, I feel like that should still be, the equivalent of shooting one of these unarmored ones in the face, But, anywho. And then again, let me know what all suggestions you guys would have for future seasons or just parameters. Some of the stuff we could even just, start on in this season. Because this season we don't really have much of a goal. It was just, we're going to put some restrictions on how we can play the game and then go from there. So we don't really have a, set end goal in mind. It's just kind of, we're going to play the game a little bit differently. So, if there's anything you guys would like to add to this season as far as parameters or just stuff you would like to see in future seasons, let me know. Because I want these videos to be as enjoyable for you guys as possible. And I enjoy changing things up for the videos. For each season, I like to do something a little bit different because otherwise it's just like, oh, this is just the same as last season, but with a different character. You know, so like I say, just let me know if you guys have any ideas for how we can keep the series fresh and entertaining. I'm trying to just kind of see how many there might be out and about. Is that my motorcycle? I think that's my motorcycle. Fantastic. We're not very far from that. Okay, well, with that being said, this is going to do it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, I would greatly appreciate a like on the video. And if you'd like to see more content, and if you haven't done so already, I would greatly appreciate you subscribing to the channel. It really helps the channel grow, and it encourages me to continue making content. Also, um, I'm debating about starting a new game. Most of you probably know what it is or have heard about it already. But it's called Vane. It's kind of been described as like Project Zomboid, but first person. So I'm looking at starting that. In fact, by the time you see this, I may have already done something with that game. But anyway, let me know if you guys would like to see content on that game. And yeah, we can kind of go from there. Anywho, with all that being said, I'm going to plug the links in the description. We've got St. Jude Children's Hospital and Wounded Warrior Project, both linked in the description. So if you'd like to support either of those charities, please go check out those links. And then we have my Discord server, as well as the Discord server for the Wolfpack multiplayer SCUM server. That is the SCUM server that I do all of my SCUM live streams on. It's a nice, chill PvE server. We have player-to-player damage turned off, so it is truly PvE. You can't kill other players or be killed by other players. And other than that, it's pretty well got pretty similar settings to how I have my single player here, aside from the puppets are just, standard puppets. They're not, stronger or slower or anything like that. They're just the standard puppets, but they are, the puppet numbers are increased. We have no sentries or drop ships, so it's just a nice, kind of fun server to play on. So if that sounds like an interesting server for you, go check out that link for the Discord. Make sure you read the server rules page. That'll kind of give you the rules and the settings for the server. And if it sounds like a good fit for you, then contact either myself, Necros, or Cornbread through Discord. We are the server admins. We will have a couple of questions for you, and then we'll get you set up with the password. And then we've got my wife's YouTube channel, where she does a variety of videos, including ambient rain videos, comedy videos, paranormal videos, where she posts informational content on various paranormal locations, as well as some evidence that we have captured, because we are amateur paranormal investigators. And then we do family live streams over there, where we play games like Phasmophobia and Ghost Exile. So if any of that content sounds interesting to you, go check out her channel. And other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.